Remember me? I bet you do. Really close, right? I can change that, don't you worry. So, last time I showed you how to get swole. And that was great, and I'm sure you all took that home with you. But this time, I'm going to show you how to stay up late as a lonely teenager. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to go off with some basics, and then we're going to go into a bit more of the detailed description. More of the personal stuff, you know? The good stuff. So, let's dive right on in, huh? So, one of the first things that you're going to want to do is grab your energy resource material, or as is commonly known, Mountain Dew. Now, you may notice that some of it is already empty, and the reason for that is, of course, because, as you may find, you've already had some of it, and now it is 12 o'clock midnight, and you need more resource energy. Do you feel the dew? I mean, do you feel it? Because I'm still feeling it, and I had it like 2 hours ago. So, having that energy is a really good boost to give you a steady hand. So, you gotta pour yourself a glass of that. Now, when you have this and you start to drink it, you're gonna want to get that energy, right? You're gonna want to get as maximum energy as you can. So, in order to do that, you need it to be ready. You grab your phone, which is expensive.
The humanity!
And you make sure that it doesn't break. And then you enjoy the soda. And if you do it right, it doesn't go off at all. So, once you have that, you got your energy, and you keep it with you the whole time, of course, you move on. Step number 2. Now, step number 2 is fairly simple. See, what you're going to want to do is, because you live in a very fancy, nice, not at all disgusting and dirty and low-class basement, you're going to want to find the cool things that are in here, you know? The things that you can play with, things you can have fun with. For instance, a sword. But not everything can always be rainbow and sunshines and whatnot, and eventually you realize that the sword is not there, because someone moved the sword from its box. So instead, what you have to do is play with the box design itself. Now, a big part of, playing with something like a box is the part that is obvious, which is that you need to sometimes make yourself a little bit more imaginative, right? You need to assume that you have to believe that that is a sword, and that it's a real sword, and that you're doing sword things. So in order to do that, you really need to get into character. You need to not care what anyone else thinks, and you need to really believe that you are who and where you are. You need to be in character. And so, the character I'm going to be inside of, the character I'm going to be, not inside of, but that I'm going to pretend to be, is Master Chief. So you just got to go with it, right? You just got to start to swing. And you just got to start jamming. Grab the shield, finish the shield. You do all that, and you do all the process of it. You're probably thinking, well, what do I do now? And even though you could get the need to try and get swole, you can't, right? You can't do it. You can try to vacuum, because that's always fun, right? No, it isn't fun, you idiot, you loser. Cleaning, that's not fun. Messes that you don't clean up. That's what's fun. That's 12-15 humor. 12-15 past humor. Okay, let's keep going. Always make sure that you are constantly drinking your energy. See, you don't want to drink all of it at once, because then you get too much energy.
You also want to make sure that you're using the internet and any and all computers that you have around you, because it is the center of all your education and intelligence for social interaction. Do things like checking your Twitter feed.
What's happening?
Catching up on all the latest internet fads.
What the hell is
dank memes? And gather information from creative and out-of-the-box media influencers.
You want to make sure that you always stay busy, because if you don't stay busy, then you start to get delusional. And when you get delusional, then you don't start to have a good time. And when you don't have a good time, well, things can get kind of trippy. So, with that in mind, you want to make sure that you don't ever get too hot. Get too cold. Get too tired. Get way too energetic. Get way too hungry. Get way too thirsty. Get way too thirsty. Oh, that tasted like, oh my god. It tastes like I just ate out a skunk's asshole. Yet way too deep and existential. What came first? You? Become so non-deep and existential that you seem like you are ignorant and hate everybody. It's because of the all the and I fucking oh my but so long as you don't do that, and that should be pretty easy to avoid, so long as you do all the steps previously mentioned, you'll seem to find that you have, in fact, spent the whole night up. Also, I stepped in cat shit, and I can't get the smell out of my nose. Night equals